Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah and today I wanted to talk a little bit about our energies and protecting our energies. Now, I know that everybody heard at some point about, energy field, energetic field, about aura, auric field, and leaking energy, energy vampires, and these terms can sound a little bit out there. Some of these terms may seem like very abstract or confusing, or you may you might have heard about it, but I don't know, maybe you don't believe in it or you don't really know what it means. But that's why I want to talk about it. And I want to talk in the end about how to protect yourself, which is very, very important. Now, there is some, like, I would say, there is something that, let's call it a spiritual hygiene, right? Which every person in this world should do every day. Just like we're doing, our everyday hygiene, oral hygiene. We wash, we brush our teeth, we wash our hands, we shower, and so on. So, and we do it every day or try to do it every day. And it's important so our health stays, in balance and that we are in good health. We're trying everything to prevent, or we should be trying everything to prevent bad things happening to our bodies, right? But the same thing should be on a spiritual level, well, on an energetic level. But most people forget about it. Even the ones, people who are in spirituality. Sometimes what happens is, yes, you know about it, but on everyday, day-to-day basis, we forget. We forget. And I am also one of those people. I forget sometimes, oftentimes. A huge period of times I forget. There are, months and months when I just simply forget to do anything energetically on my body. And I can tell you, it shows. It accumulates and it shows. Now, let's talk about what is it? What is energetic protection? What is it that's happening on an everyday basis? Well, we are energy. We do have our energetic body that is around us. We just don't see it. Like we'll also have like auric field, mental field, emotional field. These are all parts of our body that are not visible to our naked eye, but they're there. They're real. And we can feel them sometimes. Now, how can we feel them? Well, I'm sure that you have had at least once in your life the feeling when you met someone you didn't know and you just had this feeling about them. There was just this, I don't want to be around this person. I don't know why. I don't know them. I never met them, but I just feel I want to go away. Now, this is energy, Our energy, like there is a chi energy or life energy flowing through us all the time. And our energetic field can be huge, like meters away to, smaller. And it is here, it's like pretty big around our bodies. And so imagine when we interact with people on an everyday basis, everybody has this invisible energy field. And when we interact on a physical level, we talk, we make conversations, we work together, whatever. We also interact with our energy fields. Now imagine if you are in a group in a very busy part of the town, or in in an elevator, in a very busy subway, or someplace maybe where you work. It's very crowded, a lot of people around you. Excuse me. So imagine now having so many people with their own energetic fields cramped together in a very small space. Imagine that every single person brings their specific energy with them, and all of this energy mixing around with your energy field. And now what happens is, some people are, this is, I think, applicable to all of us. We need energy. And sometimes when we say there is an energetic vampire, these are just people that, how sometimes there's somebody, like you have guests, and there's this specific person there, you talk, they're very pleasant, very nice, they talk this, they all, and then they go away, and you just feel drained. You feel like somebody sucked the life out of you, which it did, that happens. Somebody comes, we all need energy, and when somebody is left depleted of their own energy, and that can be due to all kinds of disharmonies in their body, like, it can be all these different things, why they're so low on their own energy. Maybe they're just physically ill, and they're just having bad habits in their life. They're eating bad food and so on. And these things can contribute to having low energy. So they need to fill that energy up. And the best way to do that is to steal from other people. Now, this is 99%, I would say, happening subconsciously. Nobody's gonna come to your place and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Julie's house. I'm gonna steal some energy." That doesn't happen on conscious level, but it happens subconsciously. There is something. Sometimes we just want to go to someone very often. We just want to be with that person very often. We don't know really why. We enjoy their company, but what happens sometimes is just, it can just mean that we are depleted of our energy and we need somebody else to feed on them. We also play the role in this dance. Sometimes other people are stealing our energy, but sometimes when we are low, we are stealing other people's energy. It's just how it happens. Now, what can we do to fill our energy fields to keep it full and to prevent other people stealing our energy, sucking it out? Now, to have more of our own energy, we need to, it's like a huge variety of things, but it's basically very simple. It's try to live the clean life, be more in nature, ground yourself, walk barefoot on the grass, on a beach, wherever you can. Be in nature. Nature is great, nurturer, and it helps us bring back this energy. So grounding yourself is important. Then eat healthy. It's important what kind of food, so everything has energy. And if you eat only fast food every day, fast food energy is really low because simply it's not fresh food. It's very much, processed and filled with all kinds of artificial things, and that lowers the energy of it. So if we eat more fresh food, fresh vegetables and fruit, it gives us more energy because it's literally fresh fruit and vegetables. You see? So we have to think about these things. And then, exercising. So it's very simple. You've heard all these things, but it's important to really implement at least some of these things on a daily basis, to be aware what we're putting in ourselves, how we are, in the world. Are we connected to ourselves? Are we connected more to nature, or are we more disconnected? Are we more subconscious and eating unhealthy, or we are awakened and trying to change our habits? It is important. It's important. Energy is everything. And imagine if you don't have energy, you are tired, you are sick, you are depleted. You cannot give your 100% to anybody, to the world, to yourself. You need to lie down. You're cold. These are all things that happen when you're depleted of energy. So living as healthier as possible, but not only for a week, for a month, but every day. Do a little bit of that every day. Try to implement something every day. And that's the key, being consistent and turning it into a way of life. So, and of course, practicing all these beautiful things like meditation or yoga, whatever gives you peace and gives you that connection to yourself. It is important. Now, also, what can we do to protect ourselves from other people stealing our energy? Now, there is a lot of, you will hear a lot of people telling you different ways to protect yourself. It's important to know there is not one perfect way or one correct way. There are many different ways, but it's not science, it's not a very complicated science thing. It's important to remember that you can do it in your own way. The most important thing about this is your intention. What is your intention? So if you want to protect yourself, this is how I do it. Well, I practice, among other things, theta healing, which is one of the really lovely techniques that helped me in my life. And through theta healing, I connect myself to the source. Now, this is nothing more than, you can close your eyes and you can just imagine. Just imagine. There's nothing more to it. Imagine and have an idea. What is it that you want to do? Imagine you're connecting to the source. So imagine going up, or I start with grounding myself. So I imagine of connecting myself to the bottom, like to the center of the earth, and then, pulling this energy through me, out of my body, through my crown chakra, going up, connecting to the source, to the highest source, light, love, God, call it whatever you want. When you're there, you ask God or whoever you believe in to. Now, you ask, first of all, for God, or you can ask angels to help you. Angel Michael is really good in helping of cleansing the energy. You can ask Archangel Michael, or your angels, please, or God, help me clean, like the low vibrational energy from my energy field. Please remove all these energetic hooks, energetic vampires, energetic, like low vibration entities out of my energetic fields, and release it, let it go, to send it to the highest source, and let it transmute into love. And then you can ask God to protect you from these energies. And you can imagine that you are in this golden bubble. There's this golden, beautiful yellow golden bubble around you. Egg shape, or it can be sphere shape. It really doesn't matter. As I said, it's not the exact science. It's just important that you can imagine what you want to imagine, how you want to imagine it to look. The most important thing is your focus, your intention, that you want to protect yourself from negative energy. Now, this is the most important thing, intention. It doesn't really matter what you imagine and how it looks. It's intention. And you imagine that around yourself, and that's it. But listen, you do it in the morning, because when we start our day, it's like, now this is where I said, let it be your spiritual hygiene. Because like you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do, you brush your teeth in the morning. You shower. You do all these things. And this is the same thing when you wake up. First thing you should do is, or on the way to your job, like when well, it should be even before that. Imagine this, like cleanse yourself. And I'm going to tell you why you're cleansing yourself in the morning. Cleanse yourself, do the cleansing, and then ask for protection. Imagine yourself in a protective bubble. All right? Because you're going to go to work, you're going to be surrounded with people all day. It's important you're protected. And then you repeat it in the evening before going to sleep. After the whole day of being with people, it's important again to cleanse all these energies in your energetic field, and to ask for protection again. Now, why am I saying ask for protection before going to sleep and cleansing in the morning? Because when we sleep, as I said, we also have astral bodies. You fall asleep, but your consciousness is still there. We go and travel astral worlds, and who knows what kind of worlds when we sleep. We are still active. We are still connecting to other beings, to other entities. And there are a huge variety of entities in astral worlds. They exist, they coexist with us all the time. We cannot see them, but they're there. And we interact with them when we sleep. Now, there are good beings and great beings, but there are also energetic vampires in the astral world. So, and trust me, I know that from my own experience. Yeah. So, well, let me tell you just briefly, like 15, 10, 12 years ago, I had this experience. I was very ill. Well, I have autoimmune illness, and it's been diagnosed 20 years ago. But specifically, for some reason, like 12, 13 years ago, I was very sick. I had a lot of health issues, and I was experiencing, I would wake up in the morning really like full of, like, in sweat, and it didn't feel good. I didn't feel good. I didn't know what was happening. And at the time, as I'm an artist, I was drawing and painting these kind of entities. Imagine that. That kind of, I started painting them when I was in my school. I had the scholarship in France, and I started painting them, and I continued painting them when I came home. And I convinced myself, and I was saying to other people, oh yeah, these are these beings, I really need them, they are giving me this creativity and so on. But these were just manifestations of energetic empires, but the ones from astral space, astral point of energies, and they were sucking my energies out while I thought they were my inspiration, and I continually surrounded. At some point, my room was full, like all the walls were full of these drawings of these entities. Imagine that. And I was thinking, oh yeah, I was very creative. I'm so creative. This is such a good thing for me. I couldn't stop painting them because they prey on people who are vulnerable in a sense of energy, and I was vulnerable because I was physically sick, and I was in that way kind of cracked open, like, oh, here I am, feed on my energy that is left, and this is what they do. And it was a really hard time for me, really hard time. And I didn't realize that these were entities from astral plane until kind of much later in life, when I realized what it was and how they sucked my energy out. And let me tell you something, I don't know if this is going to shock you, but almost every person in this world has at least one or several entities around them, feeding on their energies. Yeah. So start practicing this spiritual hygiene thing. Do it in the morning, do it in the evening. You don't have to be obsessed with it. Just do it as a part of your day, and it will help. It will help, and you will start feeling better. And implement, of course, the things that I talked about. What you eat is important. Who are you surrounded with? Are you connected to yourself? Are you grounded? Go in nature. Practice meditation a little bit. Get time for yourself. These are important things. Yeah. I want to know your experiences. Please share your experiences if you have some. I would love to hear them, and if you have any questions, please do ask. I could talk about this theme like for days, but for the purposes of this video, I think this is more than enough for now. And I hope it will help at least a little bit. All right, bye, and see you next one.